Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going to be showing you how I personally would build a house in Minecraft. Obviously, this won't apply to every style of house or every size of house, but it's a good idea of what I'm doing. So, first thing I'm going to do is terraform a little hill. It just separates the build that we're going to be doing from the rest of the environment, making it kind of stand out. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a general shape, making sure that it isn't a box, because giving your build shape gives it interesting features and it makes it cool to look at. So I'm just going to make a little L shape here, and you'll see that I'll add a little indent right at the back. And the reason that I'm placing logs is because now it's time to build up our frame. Our frame really gives us an idea of what the shape of our building is going to look like, gives you a good idea of how it's going to look in the 3D, 3D realm. Um, this is where your building really comes to life and you can see what it's going to look like when it's finished before it's finished. Obviously, not every style of building is going to have a frame, but this is the most common style of building, the medieval wood and stone style. So I figured most people are going to be trying to build this. So, even though I did say that I was going to follow that floor plan, I still made a little change there. You can see I just made the section a little bit thinner. So now what I'm doing is I'm just giving a little foundation with the stone bricks and filling it in, so that way I can really see the solidity of our house and what it's going to look like. I'm doing the same thing with spruce wood now, so just filling everything in is a good way to know what your house is going to look like before it's finished and see what you can. Now, one of the most important features of the build, the roof. The roof can make or break a build. I spend a lot of time on my roofs usually just because I just want to get them right. A different style of roof can totally change a build. In this case, I'm going for the typical up one over one style that is used in a lot of Viking or rustic houses. It's just a slightly taller A-frame, and on the other side, you could see that I just used slabs for the other flatter roof. I do use that roof one more time in just a really small area, but I feel like that isn't too notable. So here what I'm doing is, instead of going straight across when I'm filling in this roof, I'm making it seem like it bends in the middle, like wood would, like wood would, um, making it seem more organic and seem like it flows with gravity. Because obviously, if it's not supported at the side or in the middle, it's supported at the sides, it's going to slowly shrink and sink into the middle. Start to sag, I guess. So as I finish up this last little roof, I'm going to I call them caps, I guess, the roof caps. Just plug the little ends at the ends of the roof. And you can put windows in these. I usually do. So you'll see later on that we do that. You can also integrate these even before you do the building, but I usually just put them in after. You can see now I'm plugging in a few bits of windows and then the glass, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. This is one of the favorite things that I do with windows. Um, it's where you put a trapdoor or something like a carpet maybe, and then put a fence gate beneath it, so it looks like a little shutter being held open. I love this. I use it on a lot of my builds. So now it's time that we get the front door. Obviously, your building needs a door. So I just like to do a nice path leading up to my door with some path blocks and insight and stone. And now I'm going to make a little garden right off to the right there and do a little bit of bone mealing. Podzol just kind of breaks up the color. And then I'm going to put a few flowers in, custom placed, because I like flowers that aren't just, the typicals, bone meal flowers. So now we're going to move on to the left side of the building with that lower part, and I'm going to punch in a few windows there. Um, you can see the foundation is a little bit different here because it's not separated by a piece of frame. Oh, and here's the other flat roof that I was talking about on this smaller piece. But the foundation here isn't separated by frame, but I think the color difference is enough to make it really pop and seem like a foundation. So I think that works. You can also tell the cracked stone bricks adds quite a bit and just a little bit of texture to the build. So that is going to be that for this house. This was about 15 minutes condensed into, about 5. So I think it gave you a good idea of what you are going to be working with when you try and make a fairly basic house. Um, this obviously isn't fairly basic, it's a little bit advanced, but I think that this house is small, but it has a nice touch to it, and this is the thing that I think of when I think of a house. So that's going to be me signing off. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.